Good morning and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Danny Vittori, and today we welcome on Good Hope Inc. and Leighton O'Connor to speak about an upcoming event for them. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Danny.
Of course. Now, you were mentioning so many different nonprofits, events that you were related to, but you're here specifically to talk about Good Hope. I personally was not as familiar with this organization, so would you be able to speak a bit about it, your mission, how you started?
Sure. Good Hope Inc. is the nonprofit of Calvary Christian Church in Linfield. We created it around 2014. It started off as just a place where people get clothing. Then we added food to it, and now it's a full-blown food pantry in which we literally give out a ton of food every month. 2 Thursdays of every month, and literally hundreds and hundreds of people come for the food. But we also have another program where we dig wells in Africa, and we've dug 11 wells in Africa so far because of 9 races. Excuse me. This is our 9th race coming up on June 7th, and we also have a program that helps the homeless, which I'm involved as well.
So you basically just do everything. You started with one and then kept going, which is very, very impressive. And I know you just mentioned that you have the race coming up. It's in June, which is what you're on here to talk about, your 9th annual running and walking 5K. Can you give a little bit about, where it's happening?
So it's happening in Nahant, right on Nahant Road, across the street from the Life Saving Station on June 7th. The race kicks off at 9 a.m., and it's also for walkers as well. It's also kind of a family fun day.
Yeah.
We have live music, free lunch, face painting, popcorn, cotton candy, and games for the kids. So it's kind of a celebration as well, not only fundraising for the 5K. And we'll have a silent auction too.
So it's both. So any families can come, just do it. And you also have, I believe you said, a free dash for any kids under 10 years old.
100-yard dash for kids.
Great. So they can just go and do it.
And lots of people get trophies.
There you go.
Yeah. And cash prizes for the top winners.
So all kinds of incentives. You get trophies, you get money, here you go. But of course, you said you're fundraising. What does all the money go towards for this specific fundraiser?
So this one goes towards a well we hope to fund in northern Uganda.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've dug wells in Kenya, Tanzania, Morocco, and a few other countries. I've gotten the pleasure to be able to visit some of these wells a couple times. Our first well was dug in Miles Bridge, Kenya, which I visited back in 2016, and just visited it again in 2023. And it's amazing how these wells change the community, because these people have to walk, 3-4 miles with these heavy jerry cans of water to get clean water or to get water at all. So when you build a well, crops can, exist, livestock. Often these wells are dug around schools, so they're around schools and villages.
Yeah.
It just changes the community totally.
Yeah, we even have a couple of pictures that we put up too of it looked like one of the wells you built. I'm not sure where that one was, but
yeah. So it's just a blessing. It's clean water for people.
Yeah, I mean, living here, we don't think about that as much because we are so fortunate to just have access to water.
Yeah,
you
just
can
turn on a faucet. There it is.
Yeah, you don't really have to think about walking miles to get it.
Yeah.
And I will ask, how did you specifically get involved in this organization?
So I'm a pastor at Calvary Christian Church, and one of my fellow pastors is from Kenya.
Okay.
And he lived in Kenya with his family, and they had problems getting water. So he came over this country, became a pastor at Calvary, and he was doing a 5K. I happened to be a runner at the time. I said, I'll help out with this 5K back in 2015, and that's what it's grown into. And
now 10 years later, you're going, I'm still here.
I'm still here. Yeah, I've left a few times on some very large mission trips to help the homeless for my own nonprofits, but yeah, here I am.
And for the race itself, how much does it cost to sign up to be a participant? And then you also mentioned there's sponsors, you can donate to the silent auction. There's multiple ways you can contribute.
So it's $35 to sign up. It was $30 yesterday, but our early bird special ended, and it's $125 for a family. So the $35 gets you the free lunch, gets you the T-shirt, a Races goodie bag, and just a whole lot of fun during the day.
Oh wow, that's a good deal.
Yeah,
I love that. And I said the silent auction too. You're still collecting items, giveaways, anything like that.
All kinds of different things. We have a cruise, private cruise for 4 people on Beverly Harbor. We have a gift card from Tides. We have various gift baskets. We have free harmonica lessons as a silent auction item. A lot of great things.
Yeah, you got some big ticket items. Those would be. I would take any of those.
Come on by and join up for the silent auction.
Maybe I just will. And I know we were speaking about a little, and saying, there's using to fund the wells. You're saying how important that is, but what would you want people to really understand about that? Because us being from here, we don't really think as much about maybe access to water, access to food, and.
Well, imagine if you went to your kitchen, you turn on the water faucet, there's no water. Then you walked outside and said, where can I get water? Well, I'm going to have to grab some jerry cans. I'm going to have to walk 3 to 4 miles to get my water. I'm going to have to carry them 2 back, and it's not really healthy water because you're sharing this water with livestock. Imagine having to do that, and it's tough to imagine. I've been to these countries. I've seen how poor people are, and we're very, very, very blessed in this country, so why not share our blessings with others?
Which you definitely do. So with all these trips, with all the involvement that you get, and I said you were even talking about, and I'm curious, you started with the clothes, then it moved to the food pantry, and then it got bigger. How did each step happen? It just kept getting bigger and bigger, and you just kept getting more ideas?
Well, I think people who are part of Good Hope says, well, let's help the homeless too.
Yeah.
Let's help people learn a second language. Let's help people get clean water. So it just, people have certain passions in their heart, certain burdens in their heart, and they want to add the programs. We also have a prison ministry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you just keep adding on.
Yeah.
And are you involved in all those different programs, or are you more specifically involved in the wells?
I'm involved in the food pantry. Once in a while I'll swing by and help out. I'm also the secretary on the board and very involved in the homeless program, which we've been doing for years. And it combines the Good Hope Homeless Program with my nonprofit, Mission for Hope, and we've been helping the homeless across North America since 2018, providing things.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. That's really, really great.
So I've driven my Jeep all the way to Anchorage and Fairbanks a couple times, meet people in those cities. They have their Jeeps filled up with stuff, and we give it out to homeless, like blankets and hygiene kits and shoes and clothing and food.
And the Jeep part is a little funny. I know you mentioned that too. You're all just in the Jeeps.
So I bought a Jeep in 2018, and it turned into a whole ministry. I'm the founder of the Christian Jeep Association, and we have 43 chapters around the world, and the people love Jeeps and Jesus and use their Jeeps to help the poor and share the gospel.
I love that. I love that theme. It's easy to remember, too.
Yeah.
And, I know we're talking about all these different nonprofits, whatever. Anyone who wants to get more involved, whether with the race or even just in general, how would they go about doing that?
So I hope I didn't confuse you with all my nonprofits. But if they go to goodhopeinc.org and click on the 5K page, they'll be able to register, submit a silent auction donation, sponsorship, and everything's right there. Register right online.
And can you sign up the day of the race, or
Sure.
do you have to do it in advance?
You can do it the morning of. We're not going to turn anybody away. Yeah.
And you already have a good sign. You said you already have with 80 people signed up.
Right,
It's
80
still a
people
month
signed
away.
up, and a month away, that's a really, really good number to have a month away. And we've got all kinds of promotions planned between billboards and going to other races and sharing our postcards and a lot of social media.
Is there a specific goal you have in mind, whether that's how many people, monetary, any other?
Well, we'd like to raise 10 grand after expenses.
Okay.
So we're talking about raising about 15 grand, because the well's going to cost 10. Yeah.
My next question is how much do wells cost? They're expensive.
It depends on what country and how close the drill company is to the area you want to dig the well. For instance, when we dug a well in Morocco, it was all hand dug. But in Kenya, you got to go down 150, 175 feet, which can get expensive. And depending on how far away the drill company has to travel. And a survey has to be done as well to make sure there's water there.
Make sure there's water, make sure you're not hitting anything you're not supposed to. Right. And you said this one's going to be in Uganda, yes?
Northern Uganda, yes.
Will you have to drill there, or is that hand dug? Do you know?
Definitely drill, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Not as far as Kenya, though.
Not the 100, okay.
Right.
So
Tanzania, you have to drill deep, too.
Oh, wow.
Into those wells as well.
Because the water's just deeper. It's
Right.
just where the water runs.
Right.
And you already know where you're going to be digging this well?
Yeah, we have a
You the site
location
picked
already.
up? Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I think it's called a Lira. Yeah.
So people know when they're coming in, they get to see, this is what I'm going to be donating to, this is what I'm going to be helping.
We already have photos of the water source they're using now in this particular village, and it's horrible. Yeah.
So you really get to see the impact that you're
Right.
having. And I said this all sounds amazing, fantastic, and I know I have to wrap up in a moment, but was there anything else that I hadn't mentioned that you wanted to make sure you put in there?
No, just show up at the race, June 7th, Nahant Road, across the street from the Life Saving Station. All the activities will be at the Life Saving Station.
Well, awesome. Great. You nailed it. And I want to thank you again so much for coming on to talk about this amazing organization, this event you have coming up, and I'm really excited to see how it goes.
Thanks, Danny. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Anytime. And once again, I'm Danny Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests.